Brownie, in the end?
Yeah, it was a tough game. To be able to, I suppose, turn that around. It was only a couple of years ago Cronulla beat us 100 to 10 and beat us 90 to 10, and so to be able to turn that around over a period of time was, I think, credit to all the people involved, that have played their part in that along the way.
Well, you've been the whipping boys almost for Cronulla in the last many years.
They've just absolutely, they've given it to us through the middle part of the field.
Yeah.
They've got good experienced players there, and they've just physically been better than us. But tonight I thought we certainly, I would think their impression of us would be a little different than what it used to be, I would think, after tonight.
Clem has made a massive difference in that regard.
Oh, huge. I think all them blokes, Jimmy Gavay, Clem, Glaz, and then, the Sionis and Lockie Fitzes, they look like, they train like they're ready to show that they can handle first grade on a consistent basis, which we sort of thought that coming in after the 2 trials.
With all the possession you had, did you maybe think that you should have put them away a bit earlier than?
Oh, look, both our wingers dropped it over the line, Skidsy's was probably one of those 50-50 ones that sometimes you get, sometimes you don't, and Edric nearly caught it and didn't quite. So to create the chances was great. To finish it off obviously wasn't, but I was just happy that we won a game when Caelan Ponga and Piercy weren't the star players. Now, if we'd come here tonight and said that Piercy and Caelan we were going to win and Piercy and Caelan weren't going to be the best 3 or 4 players, I think everyone would have laughed at us, So that's the most pleasing thing, because the offence bit that'll happen over time, and but the courage and commitment to the defence and to hang in there against a good footy side who probably out-grit nearly anyone, that's a pleasing thing. So the challenge now is to come up against a very good Penrith side next week and be able to do it again. That's what a side like Cronulla's been able to do for a long period of time, and that's the next challenge for us. Once is great, but it's twice, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. That's what the Roosters and the Melbournes and the Cronulla's and those sides that are good sides, that's what they do. They generally make the contest hard for the opposition regularly. That's something that we've got to make sure that we bring again next week.
Did you have an opinion on the penalty try? Do you think beyond any reasonable doubt?
Oh, it was probably a touch stiff, but you get some and you don't, So as a coach, you learn over time. You can't be second guessing and worrying about the ones you do and don't get. We're a bit stiff on the Skidsy one, and they got the Katoa one, which is in the laws of the game, it's the right decision. You're not allowed to do that, So, but you miss one, you get one. But if you do compete hard and you play good, hard, tough footy, you give yourself a hope, But you're going to get some 50-50s, and I said I didn't. It's probably a touch stiff on the Skidsy one maybe, and maybe a touch you get one somewhere else. But it was certainly was a interesting penalty try call, that's for sure.
Is that the big takeaway though, that they got through some adversity and iced the game off in the last?
Yeah, it was great, and we got it from a defensive play. Edric had an outstanding night in defence, and his reward was what he got.
He pulled off about 3 tries.
Yeah, no, he was outstanding. Yeah, I think Edric's probably a better player than what he thinks he is. To be honest with you.
Brownie, Caelan at 6. Do you want to see him a bit more involved as time goes on?
Oh, look, that attack bit will come. Fiona, as I said, that's the least of our concern. I thought his attitude to the game and defence and his commitment to kicking and chasing and, let's say, not doing high-risk footy was very good. And the combinations and the positions we need to get KP in, that'll improve. And obviously the sides are more aware of KP now, so we need to adapt our game around that as well, the way the defenders are going to defend him. So. But no, we're just, as I said, it's great. I know those guys will get their attack going over time. That'll happen. But it's just pleasing that our forwards, or the whole team, did a great job in as far as the effort and commitment went. And to only have a penalty try scored against us, against the Sharks, is a big plus for our club from where we've been.
And Dan Safidi, do you know?
He's definitely got obviously a knee injury. To what extent the docs aren't sure yet. He'll have a scan tomorrow, but there's definitely going to be some period on the sideline. To what extent, we're just not sure.
Nathan, how much self-belief do you reckon the guys will get out of a win like that?
I would hope, Rob, that as a club will help, pull us, tighter together. We've got a good bunch of blokes. There's a lot of work went into bringing a lot of the players to the club. Moons and myself, and there's a lot of homework done, and then Pezzi and PC come in, so there was a lot of homework done on bringing some decent blokes to the club that will fit into the community well, because we are a community club, and you hope that your Clemmers and Jimmy Gaves and Glasby's and all those blokes have been well received tonight, and I think they would appreciate the support they got. So hopefully that feel and how they competed on the field against a good footy side, brings us a bit of confidence and a bit of it makes it worthwhile, I suppose.
And Paul Gallen, over the years, he said a few harsh things about your club. Was it nice to kind of, his last game here, prove a point to him, I guess? Yeah,
look, I think, as I've said, Gal made some comments, and he was probably saying what numbers of other good hardened forwards probably thought of us, but probably aren't that way inclined to speak out, I suppose, public or what they think, where Gal's not frightened to say what he thinks, but I'd be probably more interested to see what Gal thinks of us now. That was coming in with the blokes we had playing, and where some of our younger players who have been through a tough, torrid time against them. It'd be interesting to see if he thinks we're an improved footy side. That's the key for us. And if you change the perception of people, the opposition forwards who are good players, if they start to think that they're coming up on the bus and they're going to go home bruised, as Billy Peden put it in his speech to the boys the other day, that's a big starting point for us. It's a real big plus, because that obviously hasn't been the case for a while. Thank you.
Thanks, Brennan.